everybody? This your girl CC with WIB Magazine, and I got my co-host on the line. Hey, Nikki Monday, how are you?
Doing well, C. How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday to you too.
Thank you. We have a special guest on the line. I call him my media family. I met him on Clubhouse. I love what he do. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Hey, Malik, how are you?
Hey, CC, thank you guys, Mickey, both of you guys for allowing me on you guys' platform. This is really cool. We did meet. Me and CC did meet on Clubhouse. For those of you who don't know, it's like a digital audio app where you can basically do whatever with your voice. And we use it to network, but we made the network, media family. And me and CC met from there, and now I'm here, and I appreciate you guys.
Well, thanks for being on. But tell everybody where you're from and what you do.
Okay. So I am from North Carolina, about 30 minutes in between Greensboro and 30 minutes in between Raleigh, the Raleigh area. For those who are looking, it's like the Mebane, North Carolina area. A lot of people don't know where it's at, but I am a TV journalist trying to transition from TV journalism to, TV news journalism into like entertainment reporting, hosting, things like that. And I am currently in North Dakota working for a CBS affiliate, and it's cold as all get out here.
It's cold here in Atlanta today too. It's gonna be a cold week all week. But what motivated you to want to be in the TV world?
So a little backstory on me is, so when I was younger, I always wanted to be on TV. I always wanted to be in some type of entertainment. I was never one of those who played sports. My mom always questioned, like, why aren't you playing sports? Why aren't you doing something? I would always leave from school, elementary school, come home and just play on the video game. And she was irritated. She was like, you need to find something. So she tried to get me into basketball. I did that for a little bit, stopped playing. She wanted me to do football, tried football, hated it. I was scared of contact. Like, I didn't want to do it. So I always tell myself, like, I was like a lost soul in life. Like, I was just not really thinking about what I wanted to do, where I was going with my life. It was just living day by day. And I was content with that. It was no, like, the adult thoughts of like, I gotta figure something out. I was just living as a kid, day to day, going outside, playing with my friends, playing video games, and just did that for a little bit. And when I got to middle school is when your friends start to evolve, playing, getting more into sports and things like that. And it was like, I was the oddball out. So I went back to basketball. I tried out for the middle school team, got cut. So I was like, dang, my friends went over to baseball, tried out for baseball, got cut, tried out for football. Well, no, I didn't try football. I'm sorry. So yeah, I was just trying all these sports, didn't work out, kept getting cut, things like that. Finally, my 8th grade year, I made the basketball team and I ended up starting. So I was doing pretty good in basketball. Fast forward to high school, transitioned my basketball skills to high school, played JV freshman year. And when I got to school freshman year, coaches and stuff were asking me to play football because I had this electric speed, and I ended up running track as well. So my track coaches were down my neck. They were the football coaches. They were down my neck. Like, Malik, you need to play football. You need to play football. Kept hearing that along with when I come home, my mom was like, you need to listen to what they're saying. My dad was in my ear now. Like, you need to play football. It can be your ticket out. Like, you have this incredible speed. You can't coach speed, things like that, yada, yada, yada. Sophomore year, that summer going into sophomore year, the coaches were just constantly in my ear, like, just give it a try. They had like these spring workouts. They were like, give it a try. If you like it, you can see where you go with it. If you don't, squash it. So I was like, all right, I'm one of those that doesn't just like to, I'm like, after you keep hearing things for so long, you just want to give it a try just to shut people up. So gave it a try, went out for like the spring workouts that they had, killed it. It was like, I had never played football in my life, and it was like, what the heck, where's the skill coming from? So, yeah, to make a long story short, I ended up, getting recruited for football to play for a Division I team in North Carolina, which is North Carolina A&T. Shout out to my HBCUs out there. Got to plug that always. But became an All-American there. Ended up going to play in the CFL for a little bit and got hurt. And I say all that to say, well, like I said, I always wanted to be on TV, media, things like that. And when I got hurt in the CFL, it was like, let me go back to my first love, something I never really dived in. It was always sports. Full circle, came back around, and now I'm here. So So yeah, that's long-winded, but yeah, hopefully your viewers got something out of that.
Well, that's awesome. At least you came back to your passion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I told Malik earlier, Mickey Monday, you're gonna be the one to give all the hard questions today.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll see.
I'm an open
What you
book.
got for him?
Yeah, so since you were just talking about playing football and being for what was it, CFL?
Mm-hmm.
If you, because from my understanding, you were injured, which is kind of what altered your direction or your trajectory. So, would you have continued down that path of pursuing, being a professional athlete, essentially, if you never sustained that injury? Like, where would you, how far would you have taken it if you had the ability to
Keep going? Yeah, that's a great question, actually. To kind of rewind back to, and I'm gonna stay a little bit more focused, but to rewind back to high school, when I was getting recruited to play football, I wanted to just go into sports medicine because it had sports in it. Football, sports clash together, not even thinking about the medical side of it. It just sounded right. And I thank my mom because she made me sit down and think. She was like, do you really want to go into sports medicine? And she broke it down for me. Like, this is what you have to do for this. It's a lot of, science, math, a lot of stuff that you say you're not interested in. So kind of scratched that. She was like, think of something that you really want to do. And like I said, it was TV media. So I went to school for journalism, broadcasting, that whole thing. So I was in school for that while, pursuing football. And by the time my senior year came, I thought I was about to finish football then and there. Like, the CFL thing came out of nowhere. My agent put some stuff together and they ended up wanting me, signing a contract, things like that. But before that, before the CFL, I was ready to go and find a job in media right then and there. But like I said, the opportunity permitted itself, once in a lifetime thing. So my mom was like, instead of, chasing your dream for professional sports, which is a great thing, once in a lifetime type of thing, we were looking at, and I thank my mom for this all the time, but we were looking at, not placing all your eggs in one, basket or whatever. Her thought was, use football to make a big enough name for yourself to then get into media later on. And like, you see it all the time, like, these athletes always get first dibs on ESPN or these sports shows because they played for so many years. And so that was my thought the whole time was, I'm gonna enjoy this ride, get paid a great amount of money while also pursuing my number one dream, which was in media. So it probably would have been an easier route, but yeah, I mean, it's where we are now.
Absolutely. Wow. And it's a very interesting journey that you took, but
Mm-hmm.
even how it led you back to where you wanted to be initially, I think that's amazing.
Right. And a lot of people always ask me, they say, are you like depressed at all? Or do you regret, not pursuing your dreams? And I always say I'm not. I mean, like I said, this was my first passion all along. So I was just using football to get to where I was trying to go. And now it's without football, it's just, this is where we are now. Now all my eggs are in the one basket. This is where I'm at now.
Yeah. So my next question was going to be, who's your biggest supporter? But I mean, throughout this entire time, you've mentioned your mom quite a bit. So, I mean, tell us a little bit more about your mom and how, like, how she was just able to kind of, get you to focus on one specific thing, because as a child or growing up into, what you want to be, it's pretty difficult to kind of, find exactly what you want to pinpoint. So,
and I mention my mom a lot because me and her relate, like, we're super cool, best friends to this day. But my dad, my mom and my dad were honestly always in my ear, push me to do more. And so I credit my mom a lot because she's the one who keeps it real with me more than anybody else. If I suck at something, she'll let me know and tell me to get better at it. Or if I'm great at something, she'll tell me, I'm proud of you, son, and, keep doing what you're doing, and whatever it is, just keep doing it. But I credit my mom, my dad, my sister, my grandma, my brothers, my fraternity brothers. Like, it's, a lot of people say they have haters and things like that. I've never really experienced the hater mentality from people. Like, it's always been genuine love, people just showing support all the time and just wanting me to succeed. So So yeah, I definitely have a lot of different, people who are motivators and help me out and helping me out through this journey.
Mm. And
Awesome.
that's extremely rare too, to have such a nice tight knit community that's willing to support you and really like, back you in your goals. So
Right.
that's pretty dope. And then speaking of fraternity brothers, Founders Day was last week, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay. So what'd you do to celebrate? Because I know usually that's a big thing.
Yeah. So back to the whole clubhouse thing. Excuse me. I had heard of Clubhouse, and it sounds like I'm going on a tangent, but it all comes together. But I had heard of Clubhouse like a month ago, and I had the app on my phone. I got the invite to get on, and never used it. And then I think the Sunday before January 5th, our Founders Day, is when, or Saturday night, one of them is when I made the international media family that me and Cece met on. And so that night we were on there until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning on Clubhouse, just, moderating this chat. And so in the midst of that, a noob from Durham, Durham, North Carolina, it's about 10, 15 minutes from where I'm from. This guy had joined in who was also a noob, and he messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, Frat, like January 5 is coming up the road. Was, a few days away. Would you like to moderate our chat for all of J5 throughout the country? And I was like, sure, why not? I just now got my feet wet, spent all night doing this. It's easy. All you have to do is just talk. So yeah, basically, long story short, I mean, that's what I did. J5, I was in a chat with a bunch of noobs and stuff, and we just kind of adapted to the times that we're in now with COVID, and made the best of what we could.
Okay.
Wow.
You do a lot on that Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't been on in a few days. I've been worn out. I'm worn out.
But my question is, because we talked about this on Clubhouse, and this is the last time I'm gonna talk about Clubhouse on here, but because we talked about this on Clubhouse, tell me the most embarrassing moment you had on TV.
Great question. And before we wrap up with Clubhouse, if you're seeing this, you need to sponsor CC and Mickey, because we're mentioning y'all way too much. But most embarrassing moment, you got to plug that in. Most embarrassing moment on TV, I would say. I think I think this was the last time we mentioned this question on Clubhouse, but I think it was when I was supposed to go live on air. Well, I went live on air. I did like a tease before our actual live segment, basically like telling people what we were about to talk about during the live. And during that, I'm just like this, talking, no mask on. So once I do that, my producers are in my ear the whole time. They're like, "Oh, you killed it, great job. Now let's get prepared for the actual live segment." So this is about a 10 minute interval between the time I did the tease to when the actual live was supposed to hit. So about 8 minutes into that, interval, my producers aren't saying anything because they're still going throughout the show and they're talking to other people throughout, the show, making sure things run smoothly. So about a minute, we're gonna go live in about a minute, be preparing yourself. So I'm like, cool. Then he comes back and I can hear people in the background now, like, where's this mask? Where's this mask? And so my producer comes in my ear and he's like, hey, where's your mask at, Malik? Like, where's your mask? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's a minute out now. I mean, I already did the live. Like, the mask is not there. It's non-existent. We can't have it. So he goes quiet. About 30 seconds goes by. He comes back. He says, you need to go get your mask. Go get your mask. And I'm like, my car is like way too far to even think about running to go get it. So he was like, you got to go get it. People are here cussing me out for it. Like, you got to go get it. So I'm unplugging my IFB, unplugging my, like I'm strapped up with a whole bunch of cords and stuff, unplugging everything. And I sprint to the car, get to the car. I run back, and remind you, at this time, I'm out of football shape. So I'm like tired as all get out by the time I get back. But I knew as soon as I got back in front of the camera, it was go time, because that was the 2 minutes that I went to go get the mask and come back. It was ready to go. So I finally plug myself back in and I throw my IFB in and they're like, go, 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 go. So I start talking and I can't breathe. And like, I'm like trying to get my breath and this mask is on my face. I can't breathe with the mask. And so it's just a complete crap show. But I finally just took a second. I even said on air, I was like, look, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I'm tired. Just give me 1 second to breathe. And then we finally came back into it. And that was embarrassing. But yeah.
Wow. You done wasted about 3 or 4 minutes. Just that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, 10 minutes to do this. And y'all want to tell me to get my mask at the last minute.
Well, you know that mask is mandatory.
Yeah. But I'm like, it was outside and, you know, I figured, you know, we were good. And the fact that I was already on TV without the mask, like, why now? But it happened. So yeah.
I gotcha. I also see that you got a podcast called The Hot Seat. Tell us about this podcast show called The Hot Seat.
So the Hot Seat podcast is basically what you guys are doing, giving people a platform to come on and talk. It's me and one of my former co-workers. I'm tripping. It's me and I'm sorry, somebody's outside talking and I can hear him. And I'm like, my nosy self wants to look out the window, but it's me and one of my former college teammates. And I actually helped him get into the TV news journalism world, you know, after he got done with football. And so from there, during the whole pandemic or whatever, I kind of came to myself about, you know, what it was that Malik wanted to do. And like I said, it was hosting and getting into entertainment reporting and things like that. And so I was like, what can I do now to help myself for the future? So I came up with this type of platform. And my co-host, I keep calling him co-host. He is my co-host, but my former teammate saw what I was doing and wanted to hop on board. And so now he's my co-host. And we basically just bring on artists, celebrities. We had Hugh Jackson, who's an NFL coach on there, different athletes. It's honestly anybody. And it's, like I said, just like this platform. So just giving people a voice.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's dope.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Heck yeah.
So tell us what a day in the life is like for you, Malik. Just
day in the life as a TV news reporter. Let's see. So I'm off Sunday and Monday. I really say I'm off Sunday, but Monday I take the day. With news, it's never ending. So it's like whenever you get off work, you're at home trying to find another story, and it's like this ongoing clock. And so just to start off on Monday, I wake up in the morning whenever I wake up, and I'm just on Facebook, different news outlets, reaching out to people in the community, trying to find something. And living in a state like North Dakota, I always say it's stuff going on, but it's hard to find it because it's so rural. And a lot of stuff travels around here through word of mouth, not social media. It's like back in the day type deal. So it's really all day just trying to find stories to put together. And your requirements for the day when you come to work on Tuesday is you need to have at least 2 to 4 stories. So that's basically what I'm doing. So Monday, I'm finding all my stories, getting that together. So Tuesday at 9:30 a.m., we have a team meeting where we pitch our stories. They either get approved or they don't. You hope it gets approved because then it's back to what you were doing Monday, trying to find more stories. From there, after the 9:30 meeting, say it got approved, you go out into the community, shoot your video, do your interviews. And then from there, you come back to the station, edit your videos. And after that, usually like it'll go down a list of people reading it, make sure it's factual, make sure all of that stuff is put together. Perfect. After that, if you're going live that day, you set up for your live wherever that location might be, whether you're, in the front of McDonald's, eating apple pies or something like that. Something creative. You want to keep the viewers engaged. Or be in the studio, where you see your anchors and stuff. You can be in studio doing a live hit there. Then after that, I saw you guys interview Bria down in Texas. She is the one who makes sure that we post the web. And I saw she mentioned that as well, but they're the annoying ones, you know, like a lot of time you do all that throughout the day. They're the ones like, make sure you know, change your script to AP format and things like that. And make sure you post, it's just like an extra that you just don't want to do, but it has to be done because like I said, social media is just that 24-hour thing that we use. So, so yeah, that's the day in the life, and you can get done at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or you can get done at 10 p.m. I mean, it just depends on how your day is going. So it fluctuates.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yes, that's still a very intricate process, though, for it to be a palatable format for viewers and
Right.
listeners like that too.
Stressful, super stressful.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you also kind of started in radio too, where you kind of were able to put together a couple of programs on that radio station in Greensboro.
Yep.
So what was more challenging, or what was the more challenging medium for you? Was it working in radio, or was it working in television?
So the radio gig came on accident. When I went to school to play, when I in high school, when I was getting recruited, I was like, it was finally like that aha moment, like I finally got it, like I can take this far. And so when I got to school as a freshman, I'm like strictly football. Like I know I'm here for journalism and stuff like that, and that right now it's just on the back burner. Like I'm here for football. So with football, we were forced to be in summer school, and the spring semester leading up to summer school, I was in this like class with juniors and seniors, and a lot of them were going, doing internships and things like that. And I just remember the last day of school, our teacher was like, "Hey, Malik, like I really want you to get involved in the radio station. You'll be here all summer. You need to do something. It's the opportunity that can." It was like God had just opened up the heaven gates, because I was so nervous to even ask to do that. But the fact that she came to me and, gave me that offer, it was like, I'm there whenever you need me. So yeah, that's how I got my foot in the radio station at the school. And there I learned so much about radio that I'm probably rusty on now, but but yeah, to kind of answer your question, I prefer TV, but radio is definitely a great avenue as well.
And I was about to say, you can't be rusty, because basically it's talking, podcast, radio, media, TV is all the same, really, as far as talking and putting yourself in,
Right. I always say one is more visual than the other, but I mean, if you have a great radio host, I mean, they can be visual with their words, and you can see the whole thing just by listening to it. So yeah, I mean, one is just more one is physically visual, and the other one is just regular voice. So
exactly. So what are some of your goals for 2021?
Goals for 2021 is first to get out of North Dakota.
It's too cold for you?
Nah, it's a cool state. It's just, I just want to be in a bigger city, especially for my for my goals and stuff like that. But 2021, I just plan to land either a hosting job at like a lifestyle hosting job at like another news station, or take that leap of faith and move to a bigger city and try to find gigs day to day and work my way up from there. A lot of the mentors I've been talking to it's so scary, but they all keep saying like they just took that risk and moved to like in LA or in New York, where you step outside and opportunities were there. And so they build themselves up to a national stage, and they keep telling me to do the same thing. And I'm just like, I don't know, but yeah, that's 2021 is to truly just take control of my life now as a TV personality, and work to get to where I'm trying to get. So yeah.
Okay. That'll be a good move. I think it would be, to be in the city.
Definitely. Just one thing about TV news journalists, you don't get paid a lot, especially in these lower markets. So it's just a matter of just saving money and sacrificing some going out and sacrificing, new clothes and things like that for a better future. And that's where I'm at right now.
So stay at it. It's coming for you.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Was there any additional questions that you wanted to ask Malik, CC?
No, I don't have any other questions. If you don't have any, we could go into trivia.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mickey Monday, I'm gonna let you go first this time.
That's cool. I'm cool with that. So I'm waiting till you finish. Because this is a good question. So I'll be honest with you. Okay, so my trivia question is what's your favorite smell and why?
Favorite smell? Cleanliness. I mean, cleanliness, yeah. I don't know if that's a smell, but when people smell good, I like that.
But you don't have like a particular scent or fragrance or like
okay, I would say one scent that always brings me back to home is like the holiday pumpkin spice smell. So when I walk into people's houses, my mom is she's big into the holidays, and like from Thanksgiving until New Year's, the house is decorated with lights and stuff. And whenever you walk in the house, you smell the pumpkin spice smell, the cinnamon, all of that stuff. And so whenever I smell that, I think of the holidays and makes me think of home. So I would say like the pumpkin spice cinnamon smell. That's kind of weird, but yeah.
Okay.
No, I was about to say, out of all the ones you pick pumpkin spice.
It triggers a memory. It triggers, a happy place. So yeah.
I gotcha.
Sure.
So my question is, what invention doesn't get a lot of love but has greatly improved the world?
An addiction?
Invention.
Oh, invention that doesn't get a lot of love but changes the world. That's a good question. That threw me off. What would y'all say? I'm like, I don't even know.
Nah, that's your trivia question. You can't go back on us. We might can answer afterwards, but you got to give your answer first.
Something that has been plastic silverware, plastic plates, plastic silverware. Just because when you live alone like I do, and I'm always on the go, I don't want to come home and use, plates and things like that. So, and aluminum foil helps you throw it right in the oven. When it comes out, throw the aluminum foil away. Throw the aluminum foil away. Throw it on your paper plate. Eat. Throw that away, and you don't have to worry about any washing and stuff. So yeah, it's a time consuming. So plastic silverware and plates.
See?
It took me a minute. I had to look down at my plate. I'm over here eating lunch, so.
It wasn't too hard for you. Malik, before we get off, tell everybody where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at Malik Wilson _ Instagram Malik Wilson TV, and Facebook at Malik Allen Wilson. So yeah, I wish I would have fixed that before I got further in my career, but that's where we are. So yeah.
I got you. Well, I want to say congrats on your journey. Thanks for interviewing with us today. And I look forward to the things you have coming up for 2021.
Definitely. I appreciate you guys, CC and Mickey. Continue to do great things with this podcast, and I'll definitely be watching out for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you for sure for being on the platform. Thank you for being a part of this experience. Also, I added you on Clubhouse and followed you on Instagram and stuff like that. So, if you're doing anything on Clubhouse, you got a room that, you can always ping me and I'll pull up, definitely.
Definitely.
I'm not. Yeah. If I'm in the space to do it, let me preface this with that. If I'm not, But if
That's
I'm
how I
free,
am.
I'll definitely pull up.
I was about to say, because trust me, he will ping you. He will ping you.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, I'm all for it. I just followed you back on Instagram. So yeah. Oh, something went wrong. Does this say I followed you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
I just
cool,
got the
cool, cool.
notification.
Because it was like an error sound that came up. But yeah, I'll definitely, keep in touch. I love networking. That's why I love Clubhouse. Because it's a quick, just click the app, you can join in, but you got to be ready to talk all day. So
Yeah.
And you do a good job.
Thank you. Sometimes I just sit in the creases and I let everyone else talk because I can't do it all day. It's definitely time consuming. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much.
Well, thank you. Well, have a happy Tuesday and be blessed.
You guys too, and a great week.
All right.
Thank you. You as well.
Yep. I'll see you guys.
All right.
Definitely.